October 26th, blue Sky Velo. What a great day for racing bikes. Warm weather, lots of kids doing the kids race. Was amazing. They raced a short version of the course, but they still went up the hill. They all got really excited to get bells and prizes. It was amazing. You guys did a great job. Here's the start of the 45 plus field. Some of the guys getting ready for the call-ups at the bottom of the hill. All these strongmen getting ready. Last minute preparation, mental, physical, getting ready. Should be a great day out on the bikes. There you go. The referees are going through the start lists. Marco giving final instructions. Single speed class is to start 2 minutes after the 45 plus. There you go. All the guys getting ready. Fun group of guys. So here we go. You can kind of see the start of the course there, the hill. Can never miss Nick when he races bikes. He always a talent on his own. Here's the start of the 45 plus. Go! Here they go up the hill. Here we go. The single speed class is going to start 2 minutes after. Going to take you through the first lap of the course, take you through the different terrain and choices. Up here we're going up the hill. It's going to be a headwind as we cross the top here. Will takes the whole shot. I'm basically sitting on his wheel here. Headwind going through the start finish. At this point I kind of made a move here just to take the course on my own terms to the bottom in the twisty section. So here we have a transition from the road to the grass, and it's a bit twisty, and you can see you can kind of basically carry your speed. At this point I'm not really pedaling. I'm just kind of resting and saving the energy for the uphill section, which you can see here to the right. As we approach the bottom section of the course, it would have been a lot different if it was wet. You can see some dried, rutted sections here, but if you went to the right, you can actually get through this turn fairly quickly. A bit of a muddy spot, but not too bad. So this bottom portion of the course was a bit twisty and turny. Kind of went 20 or 30 yards and then twisted and went back 20 or 30 yards and so forth. At this point what I have in mind is simply trying to save energy for the transition from the bottom of the course to the top of the course. So here's the what's going on. We're simply kind of going back and forth and going through a twisty section, and we're going to pretty soon go through a bridge section and then take this course to the top section. So at this point I'm fairly demanding a little bit, but here's when you have to kind of dig deep to go up this hill. You don't want to go too slow, of course, and you don't want to burn all your matches going up this hill. So you simply want to have a pace that's just hard enough for you to get to the top, because once you get up there and you make a right turn, you kind of have a bit of a tailwind and you can rest a little bit before the barriers. Speaking of which, so there were 2 barriers plus the railroad kind of the lodge on the back side of the course. So I chose to bunny hop these barriers. Not sure if it was the right decision, because you had to take a kind of an odd angle to get into the barriers. You can see here I'm gonna have to go all the way to the right, and then right to kind of square against the barrier, and then kind of jump the second one. You can see Will chose to run it. We came off on the second barrier around the same time, but then I was able to catch a lot more speed as I was already mounted too. Whereas he was not. He still had to kind of get on the bike. So here we make a transition to a section of the course where you approach the pit, a 2-sided pit section. This is the first entry point. In years past, this section was always fun. When it was muddy, there was a bit of a kind of a slalom course. But in these dry conditions, quite frankly, there was not a whole lot here. Basically had this bit of a dip. Not too challenging. Guys offering beers there. This was a fairly demanding section of the course. You really had to kind of dig deep here because you're going against the wind, a bit of a headwind. So you really had to kind of go hard here until you get to the grass section. Kind of a bit of a twisty turn, and you kind of at this point I think you really had to go hard here as well, all the way until you kind of get a bit of a crosswind, because right now it's a headwind and you're just kind of going through this bumpy section, trying to keep your momentum going. Now it gets really fast. There was not a whole lot of passing here because the conditions were fairly fast and dry, so you basically had a lot of momentum going through here. This part of the course, you have a a few turns. Again, some guys are able to take these turns a lot faster than I can, so I prefer to be in the front here to kind of take my own line and not be too risky. You can see kind of the guys, everybody's basically right behind me. There's no separation at this point. Separation happens like in the second lap. I think the first lap is basically kind of all out, but not extremely putting a lot of effort. Once you kind of come out of this grass section, you're going to hit a paved section. I consider that a bit of a resting point because you have speed and you have a tailwind. So here's when you kind of can, if you're carrying a water bottle, get some water. If not, just kind of coast or pedal. Try to get some rest if you can. Bit of a twisty section, then once again tailwind. All pretty fast. You can carry a lot of momentum through these turns coming up. Maybe shift down one or two and just kind of keep paddling through these turns. Gonna have a bit of a twisty kind of left and then right, and then a new section this year is that twisty kind of around the trees up here where you kind of can't go too fast. There's no way you can carry that much speed here, but you basically kind of carrying your momentum to take you down. And already thinking about this section coming up, which is when you cross to the paved section and you approach the dirt descent with the little two barriers that you can choose to bunny hop or dismount. I chose to bunny hop it, and I chose to go from right to left at an angle. The benefit of doing that, to me at least, was to be able to come out of that with some speed, whereas if somebody was to dismount, they would have to run the bike to the top of that hill before getting on the bike again. So you can see here I'm kind of basically going it from the right point to the left point, kind of bunny hopping it that way, and here I can carry some speed out of the sand section. So this will kind of take us through the end of one lap of the course. Great design. This course is always fun. The guys always do a great job promoting, and then the volunteers did a great job. No issues with the course layout at all. So here's going to be where the start was, and here's the hill approaching the end of the first lap. Here's where my first perhaps mistake was. I chose to lead to the top of the hill, and I had all these guys from Gates and Dan and Troy from Utah on my rear, so I should have let one of these guys lead for a while, save some energy, and I think that's going to cost me later in the race. Here's the second lap going up that little hill, and Mitch and Will come by, so I'm sitting third here. Pretty good spot still. Let them open a little bit of a gap. They're going to choose to dismount for the barriers, and you can see their entry point's a lot straight than mine. I have to go to the right to make this, and once again, perhaps in the long run it wouldn't have been the best choice. The risk was to lose 30 seconds and the reward was to gain 2 seconds. So there. Anyway, so a couple guys come by. Again, the lead group has formed here at this point. There's about 5 or 6 of us, leading the race. Dan, strongman, coming by. So kind of selection has been made here in the second lap. So here we go, approaching the pit area once again. So you can see a bit of a separation there. A couple of guys trying to bridge up, which they may have not been able to. It's really important at this section to kind of get right against the guy in front of you because of the headwind. So here I go right against Dan, kind of hug his rear. I see an opportunity to move up one bike or so I kind of just coast around and kind of make my point to be maybe in fifth wheel here. Troy, this guy in front of me here, he won the single speed and the 35 plus race on Saturday. He won this race that we were just watching, and he also got second to Curvin in the 35 plus that same day. So strong guy. You can see that his choice to dismount, mine once again to bunny hop. So here we go. See the issue there with the dismounting. So very strong. It was fun racing with Troy. Hopefully he can come out to Colorado once again and race with us here. Here's number 3 time. So my third time up the barriers. I thought I had it done, no issues, but I think I didn't quite line up the bike straight against the barrier. You can see the angle here. I'm kind of going against the right-hander and just didn't quite have it. Boom, down over the handlebars. So 2 for 3 so far, and you can see the risk. I lose about 20 seconds. Trying to get my body and my mind into the race again. So here's number 4, which is very difficult to have crashed a lap before and go at it again. The crowd is getting bigger, they know I'm coming. And this time I clear, so 3 for 4. So here's the gain, 1 or 2 seconds. Again, in the long run, not the best choice. Here's for the camera, for the picture that was taken with a lot of air. I actually have a pretty good clear here, but somehow I'm not sure what happened. I got a lot of air and I landed. Boom. So anyway, so 4 out of 6, not bad. That's about a 95% completion. Charlie had a strong race, getting stronger as the race went on. We're about 1.5 laps to go. I'm still kind of, getting my groove back on from a few crashes, and he was going to approach the start of the last lap, so he kind of pulled me around for a good half a lap, so I appreciate that. I'm kind of getting my second win again, so I'm going to go past him here and kind of try my best here to finish my last lap with a good note on the barrier. So this is my last lap. Had crashed the lap before, and here we go. Crowd is there. Line up, clear. Clear. Again, not a whole lot of gain, but it's really the gain comes once you come out of the second barrier. So anyway, as you can see, a couple of bruises and nothing too bad. Bike holds good, holds strong. A little bandage from my friends at the medical. A little scar here on the forearm. Nothing too bad. Another good day. Great picture, Bo. Thanks.